Hi, my name is Bekah. Welcome to my video series, Everyday English, Every Day. Today, we're talking about the 10-minute morning ritual. This ritual is something I found on YouTube that Tony Robbins does, and he's the one that's going to talk about it in the video. And it's really focusing on how to thrive in our life. So we'll talk about the idea of thriving. Then, for a little more, we're going to talk about the importance of finding 10 minutes to do important things. Okay, so during this video, Tony Robbins talks about his morning ritual. Now, I think it's very important to have a morning ritual. I am trying to wake up for my morning ritual so that I have 40 minutes to do things for me in the morning before I start my day. It is hard to make a habit, right? To have a habit stick and to be consistent every day. But if it's something you really want and something that can truly help you, you can motivate yourself to do it. Okay, I'm in the process right now. So while we're listening to his explanation about his morning ritual, I want you to pick out these phrases and focus on these phrases that he says. Okay, now let's practice the phrases. Repeat them after me. Daily, you have to prime yourself. Pure gratitude. Highway to happiness. 3 to thrive. I am so wired. Different with suffering. Measuring it moment to moment. Okay, now let's watch the video together and remember to pick out these expressions.
I teach people that daily you have to prime yourself. You have to do something for 10 minutes minimum. If you don't have 10 minutes, you don't have a life. And
ooh, that's so good.
I mean, I just like, you've got to do it, right?
That's good. If you don't have 10 minutes,
you don't have a life
to give to priming yourself.
That's right.
You
And
don't
if
have
you
a
want
life
a prime life, you want a beautiful life,
Yeah.
you want a beautiful family.
Oh, I love that you
But
say
I do
that.
this first time I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
People always ask me, how are you so up all the time? But part of it is I attend all these seminars,
Yes.
I teach all this. But the real reason is
You prime yourself.
I prime myself. That's what I've done for years. It's like I change my body with this radical breathing pattern or movement. There's many ways to do it. But then I do it through 10 minutes. And it usually goes more because I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
But 10 minutes is how I get myself to do it. 3.5 minutes of pure gratitude about 3 things. And I pick one of those 3 to be simple because I don't want to be the astronaut that, he went to the moon, that was his idea of adventure, and then they all come back and were depressed because what do I do for the rest of my life?
Yes.
So the wind in my face, my children's faces, anything. And the reason for gratitude is the 2 emotions that mess us up the most are fear and anger.
Yeah.
And you can't be grateful and fearful simultaneously. They don't go together. And you can't be angry and grateful simultaneously. So if you literally start your day cultivating that, this is the part I was talking about, creating a highway to happiness.
Yeah.
And then I do 3 minutes of my 3 to thrive. What are 3 outcomes or results I'm really committed to, and I see them as done and fulfilled. And in 10
for
minutes,
that day?
I usually look at something at 6 months to 12 months out.
Wow.
Something that's a little bigger. And then what I feel is fulfilled and done, and I give thanks for it. And you're at the end of those 10 minutes, and usually it's 15 or 18 for me, I am so wired. Now, I've done that for years. It's been the base of me. What's different with suffering is measuring it moment to moment, Oprah. And then the third one for me is, okay, how do I love more? Because love to me is an action. It's not a word. It's not an emotion. It's like, if you love, you act accordingly. So love, and what can I do in a loving way, and what can I be grateful for? And that little 3-step process ends the suffering.
Hi, YouTuber.
Okay, so he talks about how doing these things, these 3 different things, can end the suffering. Okay, he talks about how every day you have to prime yourself. When you prime yourself, you get yourself ready. Think about painting. You can prime the wall with a white paint usually, and then you paint the color of the wall. That white paint is called a primer. Okay, so it's the idea of getting ready. Now, let's look at highway to happiness. You drive on a highway. You can drive faster on a highway than on a regular road. But it's kind of like the idea of the road to happiness, how you get to happiness. All right, let's talk about these things a little more. All right, so gratitude is the idea of being grateful or thankful. The first step of his process is to give gratitude. The reason that gratitude The reason for gratitude is that the two emotions that mess us up the most are fear and anger. When something messes us up, it causes problems, right? So fear is being afraid and anger is being upset. Now, you cannot be grateful and fearful simultaneously at the same time. Therefore, it's important to give gratitude so the fear can't exist inside. Now, they can be simple things. They don't have to be big, amazing things all the time. You need to learn how to appreciate the small stuff. So maybe I'm grateful for waking up early and having me time in the morning. Maybe I'm grateful for coffee and the sunshine that I have in the morning. Or maybe I'm grateful because I get to have class with cool people, right? Talking about interesting, engaging topics. Okay, those are things that I'm grateful for. What are you grateful for? You can share with me in the comments. Okay, they also talk about thriving. So his 3 to thrive, this is his next step after giving thanks, right? So when we survive, it's the idea that we get by. We're living. We're not doing great, but we're still going. Now, when you thrive, you do very well. In this picture in the back, the plants are thriving. Gosh, they're really growing and they're really beautiful. A plant that's not thriving is probably very small and dried up, right? Okay, so we want to thrive in our lives, right? We don't want to just survive, we want to do well. So he says that he asks himself, what are the 3 outcomes and results I'm really committed to? What are the 3 things I want to happen and I'm ready to work hard for these things to happen? I'm committed, right? It's not always easy, but I'm going to put the work in. So you have to see these things as done and fulfilled. You have to feel that you've already accomplished these things to make them happen more. What do you think? So if you want a new job, you have to picture yourself working in the job you want and feel like you already have that job. So he looks at something 6 to 12 months out, 6 to 12 months in the future. He's not thinking about what he wants to happen today or this week or even really this month. He's looking in a half year to a year. What does he really want to accomplish? Now, he says after doing this, he's so wired. I'm so wired after spending my time doing these things. I have energy. I am ready. I'm excited. I'm wired. Now, he talks about suffering. And suffering is the state of undergoing pain, distress, or hardship. Now, he's trying to get away from suffering by having this positive morning routine, right? He gives gratitude. He thinks about his 3 to thrive, and then he thinks about how he can have more love, right? He said love is important, and it's not words, it's actions. So he thinks about what can I do to show love today? And doing these things move you away from suffering. Do you agree? What do you think? All right, so for a little more, he says, find the time, right? At the very beginning, Oprah stops him because she really likes what he has to say. He says, if you don't have 10 minutes, you don't have a life. Okay, so what this comes down to is find the time to do important things. You're worth it. Be consistent, create positive habits. It's not always easy, but it's usually worth it. So if you really want something, figure out what you really want and make a plan. And use your mornings as the time to prime yourself so you're ready to accomplish these goals that you have. All right, guys, so if you like my video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. New videos are posted on Mondays. You can comment below, ask me questions. I'd love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, you can send me an email. I would love to talk more with you, okay? So have a great rest of your day, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye-bye.